everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for once again joining me for tea time. Today we have just a little bit of misty morning, and that is it. Clean, misty morning. So good, so good. I thank you for being here. I hope you're enjoying your cup of tea or a cup of coffee or maybe something harder. Depends on what part of the planet you're on. Today we're going to be talking about Nikon. And it's not going to be negative, guys. Not negative. There's been so much negativity about Nikon as of late. And I mean, I understand it because they're having hard times and people see it and they feel it. But today is not going to be a negative day. It's actually very positive. They're coming out with, or they just came out with, a brand new piece of software, NX Studio. So I want to talk to you about it a little bit. This is not something that I use on a regular basis because I don't shoot Nikon, but I wanted to bring it to your attention because there's a lot of Nikon users out there. And I think what they're doing here is pretty good. A little bit basic, but pretty good too at the same time. So before I get into it, I want to say that if you haven't downloaded my ebook as of yet, why the hell not? It's free. 10 tips at making tack sharp images. There's something there for everyone. Go download it, JCristina.com/ebook. Once again, JCristina.com/ebook. And if you get anything from this video, even a tidbit, a little bit, please consider giving it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Join the train here of tech heads and video and photo people. We have them all right? And there's no trolls. So I think we've put together a really nice channel for you guys. About 450 to 500 videos for you guys to go through. There is a ton. And I think we ended up with close to 4 million views so far on this channel, which was quite amazing in a short period of time. Anyways, back into what we're dealing here with, which is the NX Studio. So I'm going to bring you into my screen so you can see what this thing looks like, and then we'll get into it a little bit more. So if you want to pick up a copy of this, I'll put a link in the description as well as the comment area below this video. So if you want to grab it, you will be able to just simply click on that link and go get a copy. It is free. So this is what it looks like as of now. Let me throw my mug over here so you can see me. Anyways, this is the NX Studio. It has browsing capabilities as well as editing and processing as we would expect from this type of software. Now, to begin with, this is very similar to Adobe Lightroom or any other DAM out there, digital asset management software. Now, it does a lot of functions, and you'll see that in this little quick presentation on their website. So if we scroll down here, we can see one program does it all. And this is the point of what they're trying to do here. They're trying to marry, or they did marry, the ViewNX-i with the Capture NXD. And that's what this software, this NX Studio, is. What they call it is a comprehensive image processing suite. Viewing, processing, and editing, just like you would see in most. Now, it is for both Mac and PC, and it is that free download. And it will be able to edit, as you can see here. It includes all Z-series mirrorless cameras, DSLRs, Coolpix, Nikon 1, as well as key missions. Some of those are out of business and no longer being created, but it will allow you to work on all of them. Now, coming down here, we can see that NX Studio is always up to date, all right? And this is something that they are stressing. Now, we've talked about this in the past, and with most digital asset managers, a lot of people are having to wait for their brand new cameras RAW to be utilized, let's say. Or accessed. And then if they can't, or if it takes a while for it to happen, then they have to go and convert their specific RAW over to a DNG or something to be able to do those edits. Well, what Nikon is doing here, or what they're saying, is that they're going to keep the RAW.NEF as well as NRW files current. So if a new, let's say, camera comes out by them tomorrow, within the next day or two, you're going to be able to immediately edit those images. And you don't see that out there all the time. So I like that, and I can definitely appreciate that. Let me go back to the screen here. So as you can see down here, it does say that it will give you access to picture control, white balance, exposure, active delighting, noise reduction, and obviously much more. And of course, it will deal with your RAWs, which are your NEFs, as well as your NRWs, and of course, JPEGs and TIFFs, stuff like that. That makes sense. I can't see why it wouldn't, right? Just like any other editor. Now, smart browsing. Now, this is something that I find to be very important. A lot of DAM software has a good cataloging type of situation in it where you can catalog or create albums. Now, this is going to do the exact same thing. And we can see that down here. Let me move my mug out the way. So right down here, we can see editing photo, vacation 2019, family reunion 2015, and architecture. So we know that this is going to be able to do that. A lot of people are in need of that, and that's one of the reasons why people go with like Lightroom or something, where I keep telling them not to and go with another alternative, an Adobe alternative. That's why I came out with Life After Adobe Cutting the Cord, for that reason, so that people can cut the cord. They don't have to use Lightroom, they don't have to use Photoshop to be a professional or even an amateur at that matter. You don't need to pay ad nauseum to rent software. Okay, here's an example that you can grab the software if you're a Nikon user and not worry about renting software. Now, what they're saying about this smart browsing is that it will do intuitive as well as intelligent image browsing. So what that means is it'll be able to put things together like thumbnails based on like location data, metadata, side-by-side comparisons. It will do obviously full screen blow-ups or whatever, but it is smart, let's call it. And you can group things accordingly. So I like that. And whenever it comes to digital asset management, it is very important for a lot of you guys out there. And you tell me about it all the time. And that's the reason why you stick with Adobe Lightroom, because there's not a lot of packages that do the asset management portion of the editing. Well, here it looks like it's going to be able to do a basic amount of it. Now, the next thing here is edit everything in one place. And this is one of the things that a lot of folks are looking for. Why? Because they don't want to use different software to be able to do it. They don't want to have to use, for example, On1 software and then bring it into Photoshop or bring it into Affinity Photo or whatever you use. You want to be able to do a lot of stuff in your asset manager as well as editor as a combination. And as you can see, I highlighted user-friendly interface. What they were saying is if you're a Nikon camera user, it's going to feel a lot like the Nikon menus, and that's what they were trying to go for here. So it doesn't matter if you're doing that crop or straightening, or if you're going to be doing, as they call it, more immersive enhancements like retouching images, applying corrections, adjusting picture controls, or adjusting colors and exposure. Now, this is what's important. In portions of the image, and this is one of the things that they're really highlighting here, is the idea of doing this stuff, but in a selective area. And this is where I think this package is going to get it right. The idea of being able to hone in on, let's say, this fig, or hone in onto those strawberries, and then doing that selective changing of color, hue, saturation, whatever, just in that portion or just on that color range, I think is very powerful. And I think they talk about this later on. Let's go down here. So full image control, absolutely. We were just talking about that. Let me move my mug again. So full image control, that has to do with that Capture NXD and Capture NX2, that combination. They're bringing that over into this package, their NX suite. So you're going to have that color control points. That is their big thing. That's what they were talking about, and that's what I was just talking about, where you can isolate those strawberries or isolate the figs or whatever and change color or the hue or the saturation or the brightness or whatever on that specific range. You're not going and highlighting and like painting over certain selections or masks. This is like selective color editing. So I think that's pretty cool. I like that a lot. Now let's move down a little bit here, and here we have this black and white image. And I like whenever you deal with monochrome, how well the software deals with black and whites. I have a feeling this is going to do a pretty good job. I don't know. I haven't used it. Let me preface this. Let me move my face out of the way here. Maybe we'll put it up there. let me just say, once again, I do not have this software. I do not have the Nikon RAW images to be able to test this out. So I'm going to rely on you guys, okay? So moving forward, when we're done talking about this, if you have downloaded this and tested it out with your Nikon RAWs, your NEF files, let's say, and let me know. In the comment area, let us all know what you think about it. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it as good as like a Lightroom replacement or another type of DAM replacement, a digital asset manager? How does it do as far as editing? Does it feel intuitive like they were talking about? I want to hear from you. So let's get back into this. Now, a familiar interface. This is what I was talking about earlier, and this has to do with the idea of it's going to have a very similar feel or simplicity to what you see in the Nikon camera menus. And that's kind of good so that you get the look and feel so you don't feel out of place. You know where everything is and the terminology of everything is there. Customization is also there, which is very important. So that's always good. Now, it says that it has a movie editor in here. Now, what they say about it is it'll allow you to trim those videos as well as add some background music and splice these trimmed portions together. But this is not a video editor. Yes, it's in here, but I mean, to me, whatever. All right. This is not something that I would even put in there. It's to me a waste, but if you need it or if you want it, you need to do something really quick, you can do it in here. Just simple, cut, splice, add some background music, save out. That's it. So nothing crazy as far as the movie editor. Let me move down here a little bit. This is what it looks like when it's opened up. And you can see here they're highlighting chroma and how you can get in there and really dial in certain areas. And that's something that we were just talking about a minute ago. And as you can see, they say lightness, chroma, hue, precisely defined by you. I like that. So the idea here is that you can select areas based on color and then make those corrections so that, as they say, you will not add a color cast to other areas of the image that you don't want to. This LCH tool, or let's say lightness, chroma, hue tool, will allow you to do that. Basically fine-tune the lightness, the chroma, and the hue channels of that area, specific area. I do like that. Once again, the idea of not having to paint over things and create masks in comparison to using what they're doing here, which is more of a color-specific selection. And I like that. I think that's fantastic. Let's move down here a little bit. Let me move me out of the way, maybe over to here. Now, as we can see here, it's the whole ecosystem thing where the NX Studio is supposed to bring in or allow the collaboration of that Camera Control Pro 2 as well as Picture Control Utility 2 and a bunch of other things. The bringing together of everything, that collaborative thing, which they've been talking about this whole time, I think that is very important. I like things that are more of something that can be brought together or bring things into one wheelhouse, let's say, instead of having it into disparate packages to be able to get things to work. I like having everything under one roof. And that's what Nikon is trying to do here. Now, they say ready to post, and they say publish to both Nikon Image Space and YouTube. God, guys, I mean, you're not going to post those videos to YouTube. I mean, I suppose you can create a slideshow and post it onto YouTube or something, but that's really about it. Now, Nikon Image Space, yes, obviously. So this is kind of like whatever. Moving on, do you love this picture? I love this picture. Let me move my mug out the way. That is a beautiful picture. Really nice. I love the light. That's nice. Anyways, that's my ADD kicking in. Sorry, guys. Let's move on. All right, so then we have Organize, Label, Review. Organize and labeling tool. This is very important. We're talking about overlay and focus points so that you can see the exact spot that was in focus, let's say, or focused upon when the image was taken, which is cool. Also, you can rotate, label, or even rate the images individually or as groups. Now, this is the kind of stuff that we see already in a lot of tools that are out there. So not really a big deal here. Let me move me out the way. Metadata your way. This is obviously something that needs to be in every editor or every DAM, digital asset manager. You're going to be able to edit those sidecar files, which are your XMP as well as IPTC data within the software. And that is obviously mission critical or imperative whenever you're putting out photos out there, because you want to add your data, your meta tag information into that data. So that it's in there forever unless someone strips it out. That's really good so that your copyright stays in there and things like that. The workflow here does talk about that a little bit. It says 2 different formats to save out. You can save out with that XMP or your sidecar separately, which is non-destructive, obviously. It doesn't take anything away from the RAW. It doesn't touch the RAW at all. Or what you can do is you can save it to the original file and it will bake into the NEF or the NRW file your metadata that you've decided to put in there. So either which way, I'm a sidecar kind of person. I don't like changing or altering a RAW file ever. So that's just how my workflow is. So for every image that I have saved, and I have over 1 million, I have a sidecar, a tiny, tiny sidecar file, an XMP that is saved to the side of it, hence the name, so that anytime I load up that image, it will load up the sidecar, and anything that I've changed, or a lot of the things that I've changed in all the metadata, is baked into that instead of placed or baked into the original file, which I'm not a fan of. Anyway, system requirements, here we go. Let me move me out the way. There's the system requirements. This is pretty much basic. It will do Windows, Mac, either which way. If you're dealing with video, obviously you need something a little bit stronger dealing with video, especially when you're dealing with full HD or 4K especially. This is what it looks like. Take a picture. I'm going to pull me off the screen so that we can just, if you want to take a picture of this, you can, and save that for your records. Let me move down. Yep, that's pretty much it. So let me go ahead and once again tell you that I'm going to place the link into the description as well as in the comment area. So if you want to go download this, it's a free download, go grab it. I think it's definitely worth it if you are a Nikon shooter, just for the sole reason that your RAW stuff will be updated continuously. And if you buy a new Nikon camera, you're going to immediately be able to edit those RAW files instead of waiting for someone to give you the RAW converter of whatever kind, okay? So I like that. I like it a lot. I like that they put in a lot of stuff into this. So it's not just like a basic editor. They've added in a lot of other things, which I think is very important. The whole idea of bringing in multiple packages into one, so you don't have to, once again, deal with multiple packages. You don't have to move from place to place or whatever, I think is very important. And bringing in that ViewNX-i as well as the Capture NXD stuff into one, calling it the NX Studio, I think was smart. And once again, it is that digital asset manager. As we can see, it does do that cataloging based on all different criteria and the creation of albums. Now, what I don't know is how fast it will go, or should I say how slow it will go once these catalogs get large. Just like on an old Lightroom package, if you have a large catalog, the thing will run like complete ass. That's one of the reasons why I got rid of it. Also, if you guys are interested in the Life After Adobe Cutting the Cord series, in this video somewhere, I guess probably, maybe I'll pop it up here or maybe down in the description or in the comment area pinned at the top. I'll put that link. So if you want to go and take a look at that series that I put together on how you can cut the cord from Adobe, it's there. It's awesome. There's tens of thousands of people that have cut the cord with Adobe using that information that I put together, and I'm putting together now a version 2. It takes a while to do, so just hang in there. I've talked about it for a few weeks, and I'm behind the scenes. I'm doing a lot of it, so we're getting there. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoy this. If you have, please throw this video a thumbs up. That would be Very, very helpful. Also click the little bell icon over here so when a new video comes out or if I go live, you'll be notified of it immediately. Also, underneath this video, place those comments. What do you think about the software? Did you download it? Let me know your experience. Tell the community what you think about it. And when you're done talking down here, go to community.JCristina.com. Once again, community.JCristina.com. It's our creative Discord server. A lot of great people over there, 24/7, 365 days a year, talking about this stuff. If you want to give back to the channel, click the little join button down here. You'll become a member. You can give $1, $2 a month, or whatever you so desire, and I can give back perks for doing so. That would be absolutely awesome. And don't forget, once again, to download that ebook over at jcristina.com/ebook, 10 tips on making tack sharp images. And finally, head over to my website, jcristina.com, where you can find all the photography tools that I've invented for you and me over the years, and hopefully there's something there that you might like. And if there is, please pick it up and support me and my family. That's it, guys. Many blessings to you and your family. Stay safe and stay healthy.